Do we have any special one shining moment?
Get ready for the next battle.
So it's 1 Goodell, 2 Vinovich. This one's tough.
Battle of the Titans.
It really is, because Andrew kind of swayed me, that with the Steve Smith was doing his job, Vinovich screwed it up. I gotta put today. No, I can't put today aside. I know Vinovich broke our hearts and crushed our Super Bowl and Atlanta dreams, but Goodell, he. And by the way, I had forgotten about this until somebody mentioned it on Twitter today. Goodell, not only during Bountygate did he hammer the Saints, he and other owners were putting the squeeze to poor old Tom Benson to fire Sean Payton and fire Mickey Loomis. Yeah. And thank God Benson, in his old age dotage, or is that a word? Dotage? Yeah. He was like, no, I'm not going to fire Sean Payton and Mickey Loomis. They won me a Super Bowl. I'm not firing them.
Rita, bring me the Rocky Road and tell Goodell to go fuck himself.
That's right. That's what he did.
Put on another Shirley Temple movie.
And Andrew, I would argue that it's one of the most important things he did as Saints owner. So I had forgotten about that. And because of that, I vote Goodell. He is the all-time Saints villain. Dave, who say you?
I'm kind of on the fence here.
Jesus.
Oh, really? You think this is an easy decision? My argument would be, I think you all want to just ready to go Goodell and be done with it, and it's an easy out. But Bill Vinovich and his crew and his band of merry men, if you will, because it wasn't just Vinovich. That wasn't necessarily his flag to throw, but it was his crew. It was his men. They could have huddled up. They could have gotten it right. You talk about one singular play that changes. Oh my god! The sound effects. I'm gonna start voting for no sound effects.
Ralph, that's on you, man.
It is. That's all
well, of course it's on Ralph. Of course, somebody interrupting somebody is Ralph. You talk about one singular play that has such an impact and changes, course for an entire franchise potentially. But then again, obviously Goodell. You know what? Here we go. Goodell is the leader of this ship. Any good leader, any CEO, president, whatever, the good ones, they will always accept responsibility. Even if it's not their fault, they'll say, you know what, that's on me. We've got it. Sean Payton, if somebody screwed up within the Saints coaching staff or the players.
Got to coach better, got to play better.
Sean Payton would take responsibility.
He always did that.
And so you know what? If Goodell is the leader of this ship, then Vinovich's screw up is on Goodell. He's the leader of the ship. He allowed that to happen.
We never got a public apology for that.
Goodell allowed that to happen. And that's, that's another good point. They never even acknowledged that it was, did they? I don't.
He hid in the closet for a week.
Yeah. So you know what? F that, Roger Goodell, I'm voting.
Andrew, who you got?
Plot twist.
This one's tough for me too. And I read everything that Dave just said resonates with me. I think if you were to ask me who has the most infractions, it's clearly Goodell. Who I like the least, it's Goodell. I look at it like this. If I could change one thing in the course of history, would it be Bountygate decision? Would it be, the Sean Payton suspension? Would it be this? Would it be that? All these things that Goodell has done? Or would it be just throw a freaking flag on that one play? And I don't know, man. Like, I just, I have never in my life had a singular moment in my football rooting history that has haunted me. It's not like I was 8 years old, Like, I have a lot of memories from when I was a kid that haunt me, like the Falcons winning against the Saints in the Superdome in the playoffs, or Yeah, or there's lots of moments when I was a kid that scarred
Bobby
me.
Hebert sucking in
But
playoff
like
games.
as an adult, there are very few that stab me in the heart like that one decision because it really boiled down to making the Super Bowl or not.
Yeah.
And
Now
so
you're
I pick
swaying me.
I pick Vinovich only because like that one moment is like one that you never get back. And like if I could change the course of history with one thing, like that would be it. That would be what I would change.
Man,
Kevin.
I don't know. I might have to change my answer now.
Who you got?
Andrew's got me swayed here.
So when Roger Goodell took over as the commissioner in what was it, 2005, 2006, something like that?
No, it was after that because Tagliabue was still commissioner in 05.
Okay, 07 then. It had to be
Yeah.
07 then.
Yeah.
Many people were supportive of him because, he's going to come in and start cleaning up the messes that Tagliabue wasn't taken care of. Or he's going to really,
Jeff Duncan was one of those.
He's going to bring the hammer down on the players who were getting a little too rambunctious. And I remember two of the first ones that he really hammered were Pac-Man Jones, who had done something stupid, and then Chris Henry. And both of them, it's like, yeah, okay, we get it. We get it. This guy did this and this and this. And you get that sort of righteous anger or righteous justification there. Goodell was instrumental in helping. I don't know if I agree with that, Jason Champagne.
Yeah, he was. He got tasked with a job from Tagliabue, and he did what he was told, Jason. That's what he was instrumental in keeping the Saints in New Orleans. Tagliabue said, the Saints aren't fucking leaving New Orleans. Goodell, go make sure that happens. That's what he did. And he didn't make that decision. He was told to do something, and he did it.
So Goodell gets sort of goodwill by sort of hammering the bad guys in the league early on, and then he starts making more and more decisions in a wider sphere that sort of ensnare more players, and you start wondering, well, now wait a minute, does this make sense? Does this feel the same as this thing? This guy got this many games, but this guy only got this. Or somebody gets suspended for this many games and it gets sort of reduced. And it just spirals out of control to where we are, to where we've been in the last few years and where we are now, in that the league has no standard. There is no, there is no real precedent set. It's like every single case is looked at in a vacuum.
Except for the Saints when he hammers them.
Every case is sort of looked at in a vacuum, but we're going to try and do, I can't even say malice overall. It's like,
it's not malice.
It's not malice. It's incompetence. It's gross incompetence for a guy who runs the ship. It's gross incompetence for a referee, for a head official who doesn't huddle his players together, who doesn't huddle the refs together and say, well, we missed this, we got to throw the flag now, and all that other kind of stuff. This league has been operating under gross leadership, negligent leadership for a very long time. And it has affected players, teams, coaches across the board. And it doesn't seem like everybody's going to finally get on board until it's somebody that they really want, until it's somebody they really care about that gets hammered by Goodell for some minor infraction of any sort. So, I know. I'm making up for lost time. My mustache hat, I'm speaking on behalf of my mustache. Anyway, look. Goodell is a fool.
You're voting for Joey Galloway, aren't you?
No, I'm bringing Jeff. No, Jeff Duncan's coming in with the Money in the Bank briefcase. We got a three-way now. I am voting. No, I'm going to vote for Roger Goodell. I'm going to vote for Roger Goodell, and we can put an end to this charade here.
No, actually, I'm changing my vote. I'm changing my vote to Vinovich. Andrew got me to change my vote. I'm changing it because
rum buddies.
Yeah, we're rum drunk, meth rum. Because he reminded me.
I love my wife.
He reminded me of the way I felt at the Superdome in that moment during that game, just waiting like an immigrant child at the border waiting for their parent to come get them, and they never will. I was waiting for them to throw a flag, and it never came. The flag never came.
All right, well then it's Dave changed the vote, Thomas. It's 2-2. The only thing I'll say is, what's that planet in Star Wars, Kevin, that the Death Star destroyed?
Alderaan?
Yeah. Goodell wanted to Alderaan the Saints. He wanted to blow them to bits in 2012 and make the Saints a freaking backwater again. And he didn't. And I think that's, of all the things he did, is one of the most egregious as we talk about Saints villains. But anyway, Thomas, it's 2-2. What does the poll say? This could get dicey.
We had no poll, man. How could we have a poll?
We don't have a
Tomas.
I switched.
Tomas.
my vote because I thought
Tomas gets to decide.
That's right.
Put up a poll in the
You
chat.
get to decide it.
Put up a poll in the chat.
Put up a
Let
poll.
Tomas decide it.
Tomas decides it.
All right, Thomas.
I thought we had a poll, and I just assumed it was going to be Goodell, so I figured changing my vote wasn't going to matter because it was going to be Goodell anyway.
Jesus Christ.
Of course, it goes off the rails when we all audible and do the championship in the same week as the Final Four. Thomas, who do you vote for? You get to decide.
One shining moment.
Jesus. I'm gonna keep it short. I'm gonna mute Dave first. So sorry, Ralph. Before I make my pick. So Kevin stole all my time. I'm gonna keep it short. I vote for Goodell.
I knew it.
So there you have it. The winner of the 2022 Saints Happy Hour Saints Greatest Villain bracket is Roger Goodell. Number one seed, start to
cool
finish.
Graphic.
It is.
Goodell
Very
Smith.
like evil and satanic almost.
Yeah, it's where all the money for the podcast, all the patron money, goes to the graphics and meats to ship to Poland. So that was the bracket. Thanks guys for joining us. I hope
Roger, if you ever watch this, I just want you to know
I hate
how much we hate you.
we hate you.
But come on the show.
But we hate Bill
Yeah.
too.
Questions.
So
Come on the show so we can kick you off.
thanks for watching the Saints Happy Hour. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, then find us wherever you get your podcast, and finally go to saintshappyhour.com and become a patron of the best Saints podcast on earth.